Okay, in this problem, we're basically going to use the point-slope formula to put this equation down with that goes through these two lines. Now, the point-slope formula is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay, now notice here that there's two things that you need. Those two things is you need the slope and you need a point. So here in this problem, I'm given 2 points, but I'm not given the slope. However, I know that if I have 2 points, I can find the slope. The slope can be found by using this formula. Now, it doesn't matter which point you use as your first point or which point you use as your second point. You just have to stay consistent. So I'll let this one be my first point and this one be my second point. All right, so let's plug in our numbers. y2 is 9 minus y1 is negative 1. X2 is 4. X1 is negative 4. Now notice here that I have the subtraction sign from my formula, and I also have the negative signs from my points. So make sure that if you are using the subtracting a negative, make sure you watch out for that, okay? Now anytime I subtract a negative, it's the same thing as adding. So we have 10 over 8, which is equal to 5 over 4. Now I'm going to use 5 over 4 in my formula. I'm not going to use the decimal because my math lab and mathematics in general, we use the fraction form rather than a decimal form. Okay? Okay, here I just have my information. My slope is still 5 over 4, and these are my 2 points here, negative 4, negative 1, and 4, 9. Now what I'm going to do, and this is what they want for the first part of the answer, is they want you to type the point-slope form of the equation of the line. So again, let's write out that point-slope formula. It's y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Notice that your subtraction signs are part of the formula. Now you're going to pick a point. It doesn't matter which one. Pick a point and plug it into your formula. And I just personally like this one. I think it's easiest because you don't have the signs to worry about. They're both positive, so it's just a matter of plugging them into your equation. If you had these negative signs here, you would have to simplify. So I just think that here in your 4, 9, you don't have any extra signs to worry about. I think that's going to be the easiest point to use in your formula. Now let's plug in our numbers. Y minus, my y1 is 9. M is going to be 5 over 4. And x is 4. Now this would be what my math lab wants as the first step when it says to type the point-slope form of the equation of the line. Notice here that what I'm writing is also different than what they would have in the box, but this would work. Let me show you what they have in the second and for their answer. What they did was they used this point in their answer, but just so you know, what I just wrote would work in my math lab. They would accept that as an answer because they don't specify which point to use. So this would work. Now what they used is they used that first point, and you have to make sure that when you're doing this, you have to make sure that you're including your negative signs, okay? So what they do here is they have to simplify the two negatives. And same thing here, they simplify those two negatives there, okay? And that's the answer that you see right now in my math lab as the answer. But either one of these would work. And in fact, I'll show you side by side how you can simplify these both down to the same slope-intercept form of the equation. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply out simplify out by distributing the 5 over 4. Make sure you distribute to both items because that's a common mistake. 5 over 4 times 4, the 4's will cancel out, leaving you with just 5. Okay? And over here on the right side, we have 5 over 4 times x. Bring all this down here. And again, the 4's are going to cancel out. They're going to simplify. That's going to leave you with a 1. So that's going to be plus 5. Now back over to the left side. Okay, I want to simplify. I want to get rid of that negative 9 there. To get rid of it or to eliminate it, you add. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides, which leaves me with y equals 5 over 4x plus 4. Okay, and that would be the answer in the slope-intercept form. Okay, the mx plus b form. Now over to the right side, we would eliminate the plus 1 by subtracting it, which leaves me with y equals 5 over 4x plus 4. Notice that you get the same answer regardless of which point you choose. Okay, so I hope this helps clarify, and if you have any further questions, let me know.